Antonio Esfandiari was born on December 8, 1978 in the city of Tehran in Iran and moved to the United States at the age of 9 with his family because of hardships they had to endure. After his family moved to California, USA in search of greener pastures, his mother suddenly abandoned him and his younger brother Pasha Esfandiari and returned to their hometown in Iran, leaving only their dad Bijan Esfandiari to cater for the boys. Antonio's father and his boys didn't waste time grieving over an absentee mother, and they proceeded to make a better life for themselves in their new home in California. He had very basic English communicative skills but had to start school in a new homeland and learn the language in less than 6 months. He grew up in the San Jose area and proved to be a great student in his early teenage years. Due to teasing by his classmates, Amir Esfandiari changed his name to Anthony in order to sound more American. When Esfandiari was 11, he already began a telemarketing career, making about $400 a week so that he can buy more fashionable clothes and treat his good friends to fun times. While growing up, Antonio Esfandiari was the perfect model student until he got to 12th grade. Prior to his 12th grade, he was always punctual at school and very dedicated to his study. However, he became a changed person immediately he got to the 12th grade in school. From this point, he became deeply involved in partying. By the time he was 16, he was working hard as a waiter, and once the bartender at the restaurant showed him a card trick, he was instantaneously hooked. The very next day, Esfandiari purchased every videotape and book on the market that had to do with magic. He would practice for hours and hours a day until he perfected the art. This led to Anthony changing his name to Antonio to sound more mysterious, and he began doing card tricks at the restaurant. He started doing small magic tricks while waitering, performing for extra tips, and started making $300 to $400 an hour just doing magic. He convinced his owners to allow him to do a few magic tricks to entertain the venue customers. Soon enough, he gave up waitering at this point, worked hard on his magic, and practiced coin tricks and card tricks. His father was not fond of his way of living, and so by the age of 19, Antonio had left the house to live with a friend. His roommate asked Antonio to accompany him to a poker tournament. This was the first time he had tasted cards. His intrigue brought him to a non-tournament table, and that's how it all started. His new passion was studying poker and playing poker in small tournaments as well as cash games. Although he was very young and inexperienced at the game of poker, he went ahead to win some money during his first tournament. This was the turning point in the career of Antonio the Magician and got hooked to poker. Esfandiari got his first break into poker game when he was performing as a magician. He was invited to play a game of Texas Hold'em, and this kick-started his career as a professional poker player. Later on in his career, Antonio Esfandiari would be heard talking about how both professions, magic and poker player, complemented each other. According to him, being a magician taught him how to measure human behavior. This knowledge and skills have greatly helped when it comes to moving cards. About the time he was getting involved in high-stakes poker game, he came across a fellow player named Phil Locke. Both Antonio and Locke shared a table at the WSOP, and Antonio was busy impressing other players with his magic tricks. However, Phil Locke seemed to have other ideas, as he was seriously trying to figure out Antonio's tricks, which really irritated him. Antonio Esfandiari moved to another table to avoid Phil Locke, but Locke followed him to the new table. Eventually, the duo got talking and soon became best friends. Phil Locke, also known as the Unabomber, took the friendship a step further by coming around to the Bay Area to pay Antonio a visit. By the time Locke was leaving, they had agreed to share the space together. Interestingly, both poker players went ahead to become famous in the world of poker. By 2002, Esfandiari had made a name for himself at the 49er Gold Rush Bonanza of the WPT. During this tournament, Antonio became famous for his ability to get under the skin of Phil Hellmuth and ultimately placed third for $44,000. This was the first most important tournament win for Antonio, but within a short time, he started to rake many wins. A year after the WPT, he attained the final table of the $2,000 No Limit Hold'em poker tournament during the WSOP of 2003. In 2004, Antonio made a landmark impact in the game of poker during the LA Poker Classic in Los Angeles. Antonio the Magician performed some interesting poker magic and beat out a total of 382 professional poker players, including Vinny Vin, in the heads-up play and won a huge $1.4 million first place prize. At this time, Esfandiari was the youngest poker player to ever win the WPT event. Months after this, Esfandiari made another grand win, and this time it was at the WSOP. He grandly binned Phil Wynn at the $2,000 pot limit Omaha event and took home an exquisite gold bracelet and a winning of $184,000. Around this time, Esfandiari made an important decision about his residence. He decided to permanently move to Las Vegas, the heart of casino gaming. He also appeared during the second and third seasons of Poker Superstars Invitational Tournament. He also appeared in each season of NBC's Poker After Dark and GSN's High Stakes Poker as well, and the National Heads Up Poker Championship. In the year 2010, Antonio won his second WPT title by winning the World Poker Tour Doyle Brunson 5-Diamond World for a huge $870,000. On July 3, 2012, he went on to win the biggest buy-in tournament at that time in the whole of poker history. He won the big 1-for-1 drop at the $1 million buy-in tournament event. He played with 47 other professional players and he beat all of them during the game. At the time, he won the biggest single payout in all of tournament poker history with a total prize of $18.34 million. In the same year, during the 2012 WSOP Europe, Esfandiari won his third bracelet in the €1,100 No Limit Hold'em event, beating Remy Bollinger heads up to win a total of €126,000. He also placed fourth during the 2013 WSOP in the One Drop High Roller tournament, which is the successor to the big 1-for-1 drop he had won the previous year. A poker controversy that Esfandiari was part in took place on January 10th, 2016, when he was debarred from the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure main event after doing a gross act. Antonio urinated in a bottle due to a prop bet he made with Bill Perkins. Esfandiari co-starred with his friend Phil Locke in the television show I Bet You on Mojo HD. He was also the face of the World Poker Tour's Poker Made Millionaire. He also appeared in the Season 7 opening of The Entourage. He has also made an appearance as an undercover officer in a movie titled Freelancers. In the year 2012, Antonio authored a book titled The Magician's Secrets for Winning Tournaments on Instapoker. Antonio Esfandiari married his girlfriend Amal Bonara, who is the daughter of professional poker player Badil Bob Bonara. The birth of his cute son on January 2015 changed the magician's life forever in his own words, and he said that he had always known that fatherhood would come up one day, but the actual feeling is something that is better experienced than explained. He refers to his dad as his hero and one of the best things that happened to him, and he believes that because of the love and devotion his dad gave to them. Antonio Esfandiari is no doubt the poker magician, and he has made a fortune for himself in the world of poker. Having been at different tournaments and winning several games, Antonio has definitely amassed some great wealth. The net worth of Antonio Esfandiari is estimated to be over $28 million, and he is number 15th on the all-time poker money list while making this video. Esfandiari believes and engages in bankroll management, and he is of high opinion that other poker players and young millionaires should practice the same. According to Antonio, he has the plan to open a magic-themed restaurant in the future. Antonio Esfandiari believed that the game of poker and magic have a lot in common. Knowing the mind of your opponent and the audience is a thrilling gift that every poker player or magician craves.